Welcome back to Myth, Magic, and Might, Episode 4, hosted by Flavored Enemy. Last we left off, our group of heroes who refer to themselves as the Only Friends, began their dangerous trek towards, the first dungeon. After some, they've been on the road for about 3 days now, traveling east out of the town of Autumn Hollow, and and when we pick back up with our wonderful group of heroes that have slowly begun an insurrection against the Empire, um, uh, we are going to begin our focus with Priscilla, who was unconscious on account of the fact that you discovered that you can only be awake for like 2 weeks before your body just tells you no, and then just passed out in the middle of the road.
I feel like I could do.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just need more training and exercise. That'll definitely.
That has to be
Let's
it.
not forget that mental stress is still stress.
Mm.
If it's exercise you're looking for, you can certainly join me in my workouts.
So, yes, we did have a little bit of an extra episode in between these two where the others got to describe what they were doing on this long trek involving hawking wolves and lemons and various other things. What do you feel Priscilla has been doing in the midst of this road trip?
Well, I've definitely doing the battlefield, the trails, making sure that we're not being followed or tracked. Generally speaking, just kind of on edge. I don't like traveling in this large amount of people, it draws too much attention.
You did have a very strange dream where goblins found out how to turn on, woke up, and the sun was back, and the world was back. It was, some part of you still dreads that dream.
And not
and now we are going to move over to Hayden. Hayden's, arcane hemorrhage acted up near the beginning of your journey, so they've been spending most of it in the back of the cart. And Hayden, because you've been unconscious for the majority of the trip, instead I'm going to tell you where your dreams have taken. Your dreams took you to a memory, one that you had not long before crash landing here. Maybe 2-3 weeks before then. We find ourselves back in the world of Vittore. We find... oh, okay. Focus. Finding ourselves at the Vandry Alexander residence in Douglas. You have a personal teleportation circle installed within your home and within your ship that allowed you to teleport from one to the other. It's honestly what's made your journey throughout the stars bearable than it would otherwise be, because it enabled you to travel back to your beloved husbands whenever you needed to. And you got sent a telepathic message from Jace that something terrible just happened and he needed you there immediately. And then Castian also sent a mental message saying Jace is freaking out over nothing but would like your help to calm him down. So Hayden, you find yourself walking up the stairs to the second floor of your home, and you find your eyes alighting on your two wonderful husbands, dragon with his long blonde hair and golden eyes, his wearing his typical red tunic and simple pants. Clutching, he is currently holding the egg that you know contains the three of you's collective child, the mystical gift of the doll that has enabled the three of you to and you see Castian as well, standing not too far away from Jace with a simple V-neck tunic and pants as well. And you see Jace, he kind of locks eyes with you, Hayden, and says, Jace, sorry, Hayden, the books, they say that it should only take 10 months and 3 minutes. And Castian just looks over at you and says, and like gives you an eye, like you see what I mean.
Jace, darling, it's okay. Take a deep breath. It's going to be fine, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes. You know these things aren't an exact science. Give it time. Everything's going to be just fine.
Okay. Oh, but that's another thing that I've been worried about, cause like should I, when our child hatches, should I be in this form or should I be in this form? And he changes right then and there into a huge red dragon with brilliant shimmering scales, his head, and terrifying fangs, smoke billowing from his mouth. Oh, you know, because if I appear first in my other form, is that like lying to my child? I don't want to lie to my child, but like I don't want to scare them. And you see, like, now he's just transforming back and forth between the two, like as he's pacing.
Darling, Jace, look at me. Whatever form you decide to greet our child in, they will know that it's you. So you greet them in whatever way you feel most comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, you actually like caught them in their full draconic form, and they look at you and they're like, yeah, I should probably do that. And the next sound that's made is something that Hayden, for the rest of your life, you will never. The next sound is a crack. And for a moment, it feels like the world itself breaks. As that little crack grows bigger and bigger, and then more, and emerging from this shell, you see a little baby with some of your hair in his ears and little wings on their back. They look up, bleary-eyed, into the face of this terrifying dragon with just frozen in absolute fear. And the little baby reaches up, grabs onto Jace's fang, kind of pulls on it, like, and Jace immediately begins crying and says, "They're perfect."
See? I told you. No fear whatsoever.
And actually you see like almost immediately Castian pulls several like towels and different things from a bag of holding that they had on their person, because you know that Castian, for as cool as they were trying to play it, had a bag of holding literally full of every conceivable and frankly inconceivable thing that they could possibly need at any given You've never seen a full bag of holding before, but Castian prepared. And just immediately starts cleaning them up and is like, oh, there. See, everything is perfectly fine. The baby is perfectly fine. And it immediately grabs Castian's hair and pulls on it. Ow, 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 ow. And Jace actually changes back into their human form and holding their little baby, Jace's hair next and pulls on it. Ow, ow. Oh man, she's got such a grip. And
I'm gonna cover my face to hide a laugh.
And this next sight is one that you also don't forget, but for different reasons. As Nyx pulls on Jace's hair, it parts in a way that it doesn't use. On the back of Jace's neck, a little red dot, almost like half the size of a freckle, that you haven't really noticed before. And it's like it's less of a dot. Like when you look at it more, it seems to be striated on its edges, like a distant star. And it bothers you somehow. On anyone else, you'd kind of forget about it, like, oh, a minor freckle. But Jace is a shapeshifter. He shouldn't have things like freckles or birthmarks unless he wills them to exist. And why would he make a mark on the back of his neck for no reason? Like, no one can see it back there. It's not decorative. Why would he? But as he kind of turns Nyx in his hands, you see that Nyx has that same mark in the same space. And this terrible dread washes over you. Like the kind that animals feel before a flood happens. You know in your bones, this isn't.
Respectfully, I hate that. Thank you for the gorgeous memory.
I thought you would like to see your child's being born, but I guess if you were against the whole concept...
No. I am so thrilled for that scene.
I know. I am only teasing. So, Hayden, what do you do once you wake up?
Well, I absolutely, definitely not crying in my sleep and wiping away the tears. I'm just gonna sigh and reach for my lyre, thinking of my family and trying to compose something, a little melody at least, to channel how I'm feeling in this moment, in the hopes that one day I might be able to share it with them.
Fancy a quiche, Captain.
A quiche?
Quiche.
Oh,
Breakfast.
yes.
Lana hands you a slice of quiche.
Thank you, Lana.
It has lemon zest on it.
Hayden, you can't help but notice that this is one of Jace's recipes.
I'm gonna look back up at Lana, squint, and go to say something, stop myself, and say, thank you, Lana, for your thoughtfulness.
Always. You need a good meal when you wake up in order to face the challenges of the day, which are going to be mighty. I suppose nobody really knows, from what I can gather, what's in these dungeons, so we have to be prepared for whatever.
Yes, of course. Say, do you have a moment?
I suppose.
Okay. Listen to this and let me know what you think. I'm gonna take a bite of the quiche, set it down, and then play a couple of chords on my lyre. This is all I've got so far.
It seems like it wants to be happy, but it can't help but be sad.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too. I don't know. I like it a little bit, but I'm not sure if it's correct.
Well, You certainly have your way with the strings. And if you ever need vocal accompaniment, just let me know.
I certainly will. Thank you, Lana. I think perhaps it would be best if I save that for later. Can't let this breakfast go to waste.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to set down the lyre and turn my attention back to the quiche. And just stare out.
I'll ask you this. Would you have asked Jace about that mark or no?
I would have, but not in that moment, as I would have felt that it wasn't appropriate to do so just then. I would have saved it
Right.
maybe another day or so.
I'll let you know this. Even when you have mirrors set up for him to look, he can't seem to see what it is you're talking about.
Of course not. Would I have been able to draw it out for him?
Yeah. And he would just say it kind of looks like a tiny star, but nothing would really come to mind for him.
I would have been hesitant to mention my thought that it could have something to do with his bastard father.
As far so you tell Jace directly that you think it has something to do with his father. Jace, he'd kind of brush that idea aside, like, no, I mean, my father's not really that good at magic. Not on his own, anyway. I mean...
He certainly could have had help if he manipulated somebody just right.
I'm sorry, what were we talking about? And that kind of happens over and over again, is that even when you explain that mark to him, he just seems to kind of forget about it. Are eating your wonderful
I would have
quiche...
eventually have given up.
Yeah. So, as you all are eating your wonderful pieces of quiche, you, I imagine, tear down camp and begin heading towards the dungeon. Mark Jenkins said, "It should only be a little bit further now."
Well, thank you, Mark Jenkins.
Yeah.
Did everyone get enough sleep? Is everyone ready for a combat we're going to inevitably face?
I think so. I pull out a knife.
I'm always
Just
ready for
grin.
You
combat.
hear the voice of your father speak in your head, Frida. Dual wield! Dual wield!
I pull out my dad's good knife, and I did have a second one. I don't think I threw it away.
What were you saying,
If it's all the
Callan?
same with everyone.
I said I am always ready for combat.
Nice.
Well, if it's all the same with everyone, I'd like to, when we get there, I'd like to be at the front. I'm quite adept at breaking large groups, and I feel like each of you could support me from the back.
I will
I
stand
will
at the
join
back.
you up in the front.
I think that
I will
makes
join
sense.
you up front because I've got a keen eye for looking for traps and tripwires and anything that wants to harm us. And even if I do accidentally trigger it, I'm much better at getting out of the way and not letting it hit me as hard.
Well, in that case, if you'd like, we could practice every once in a while. You jumping up over my shield, so you can get back behind me if we end up in a big...
We can in the coming days, I would love to practice that with you. That sounds like something quite interesting.
I also find that I tend to be best on the front line.
So, as you oh wait, you do have a cart and a wagon. Well, sorry, you have a wagon and horses. So, as you're trekking forward with your in your little wagon, you eventually come to the place that Mark Jenkins describes, and he says, about a couple feet that way, and he just kind of points north. And that's where we saw it.
All right.
If you don't mind, I'm
Yeah.
gonna mosey along back to the next town over. Gotta refresh my lemon supply after what
That
happened.
would
I
prob-
understand. That makes sense.
that
Can
would
I check
probably
to
be
see
best.
if there are any lemon hunting wolves nearby?
Roll a perception check.
Lemon stealing wolves.
Did you say a couple feet? A couple feet that way.
Yeah, a couple feet.
How many is a couple? Because if it was merely a couple feet, we should be able to see it from here.
Yeah, you don't see anything. You just go that way and you should find it. That's how I stumbled across. I was looking for a place to pee and I found it.
Oh, that
22. I got a
22?
22. Yeah.
You see you see one of the wolves that you interacted with earlier. It is in fact the one that promised to get you grapes, and it seems to be just running towards town as quickly as it can. It sees you and then it's like, I'm going. It just keeps going in that direction.
That's what I thought.
Oh. So, sorry.
Another dungeon must be around here somewhere.
Yes, it.
Can I make a roll to like look for like any kinds of movement or tracks or boot prints that I feel are similar to our guides?
Okay. Go ahead and roll a survival check.
Okay, that's a 21.
Oh, 21 is definitely good enough. You do see, small, gnomish boot prints. Kind of, you see like one place where it stepped on a twig, and you do see that it is directly north, and you can kind of follow them. And as you are following these tracks, correct?
Yes, as I'm following slowly, I said, "Well, everyone, I think I found a trail. If you follow me."
As you approach, it's the weirdest thing, because you're kind of looking up, looking ahead, going back and forth one to the other as you're going, and it's a little bit of a walk, not like too much. You're about 50 feet from the road, I would say, when all of a sudden you step forward and then you just see, it was not there before, a stone pedestal about that's about to the top of your stomach, and on top of that stone pedestal there is a stone statue of a matronly woman.
I draw my glaive and I look back over my shoulder at everybody, making sure to keep an eye on the stone pedestal. And I look at everyone and say, "Well, everyone, we've got ghost rocks."
None of you.
Do I recognize this figure at all?
If
As
you're
someone who's
behind
left here?
Priscilla, you don't see it.
Yeah, I would have. I probably would not have traveled right next to her.
Yeah.
I probably would have been behind her.
Ghost rocks. What do you mean by ghost rock?
Around,
Bit of a ghost
I-
rock.
flank, left and right, as she kind of takes a defensive position.
I will move
Fine.
around to flank with Priscilla.
Do you approach? Would you say that you come closer to the direction she's pointing
Yeah, yeah.
to? You
Yeah.
find that like as soon as you're within 15 feet of it, it suddenly appears, and when you kind of lean back, it so you're further away from it, it disappears.
Not Jalen
And
in
you
the
just kinda
background
lean
going back and
forward and
forth
back.
over the line.
Does that sound?
This is a
Does this
illusion.
sound like? Remind us of those of us who know the legend of like the hidden dungeon entrances. Does this sound accurate to what we know about that?
I think I have explained to you, Rosalind, and I think you did roll for it. It might have been a while ago.
Yeah.
But yes, Rosalind, you know that according to the legends, Wick took a piece of his cloak of ashes, a mystical item that let him hide almost anything from almost anyone. And he used a piece of it to hide the entrance of every single dungeon.
Okay.
And
So this sounds right. And once I come into view of the statues, do I recognize the faces on either of these statues?
it's a pedestal
Or
and there's
what I
just
could
one statue. But you don't recognize the face on
You
it.
said it had like a female figure.
Yeah,
on
matronly
it?
female figure. You would guess.
Do I recognize it as
she
like
looks
an
pretty.
icon for anything?
No, not anything that you would recognize.
May I?
I don't recognize
possibly
anything?
They're-
potentially recognize this figure.
No. Though as you kind of look it over, you do see there's a plaque on the pedestal that reads something.
What does it say? Or what language is it? Is it something we can read?
It's in common.
Ooh. All right.
What does it
Just
say?
illusion magic, Priscilla. It's
Don't approach the ghost rocks.
I understand that it's been a long time since magic's been around here, but it's merely an illusion. It's all right.
What in Bayor is illusion? What does that even mean?
It's a school of magic, actually. It's making things look real that
Have you
aren't
ever
real.
been to a
Or not real
festival
that
where
are.
they do the
Yes.
thing where they pull the coin out from your ear and they're like, "Ooh, I've rediscovered magic in the form of a coin behind your ear."
You see Priscilla gets a little bit excited and says, "Well, we could use the gold. Check behind its ears, Lana. I'll cover you."
Gianna just looks so tired.
Lana will approach the statue and
this-
build.
Sounds like the dungeon entrance. The legends behind the hidden dungeon entrances. According to legend, from what I've read before, Wick, when he hid these dungeons, took a piece of this magical cloak that he wore that could so that Wick could hide themselves from pretty much anybody or anything, and he took a piece of that cloak to hide each of the dungeon entrances.
See, it all adds up. Now let's read this inscription, shall we?
So does that mean that Wick is basically wearing a crop top at this point?
Priscilla asking the real
Well,
question.
when I saw him, he was naked, so...
Okay. Your gods are unusual. What does the plaque say?
You go over to read the plaque. It says this: "The maiden stands on the stone and looks to the sea. When she stands on the sea and looks to the stone, only then will the path be revealed."
Can I follow the line of sight for the main?
You do you want to investigate that area?
I would like to. Yeah, I mean, I would like to. When it says the maiden stands on the stone and looks at the sea, when she stands on the sea and looks at the stone, so I'm gonna follow the maiden's point of investigate by I'll literally go up to this statue, put two fingers at where her eyes are carved, and do the two finger thing, and follow her gaze.
Roll an investigation check with advantage for your clever.
I think while everyone else is doing this and I realize that maybe this isn't a threat, I secure my weapons back and I go and then read the inscription.
I rolled
Can
an
I see if
18.
there's
yeah,
another statue around, because maiden is not a word figure.
You perhaps whoever wrote it was being kind. So, Lana, you find kind of buried under some leaves, there is this turquoise tile with a wave pattern carved onto it.
Directly in her current line of sight. We should move her right here.
Move the
And-
statue?
I will attempt to hoist the statue.
Can you touch ghosts? It's not a ghost statue.
Ah, it's illusion.
Hold on. I think I might have figured it out, Lana.
Okay. Ryder,
What did you
Ryder,
figure
who is
out,
also
Priscilla?
here, goes to help you pick it up, Lana.
I'm gonna attempt to scratch the letter C into the base of the statue.
It is a magical
Gypsies.
thing, so your knife cannot carve through the stone.
I don't think it meant that kind of C, but good thinking. That kind of word trickery might come up in the future.
It sure would.
I'm gonna try to hoist this
Yes,
statue.
Ryder will help you hoist it. He is also here. He's just been quiet all morning. This is all really fantastical.
Am I able to pick it up, or do I need to make
with,
a check?
with the two of you together, you do notice as the two of you together pick it up, Ryder is a lot stronger than he looks. and the two of you set it down on this little tile, and as soon as you do, the statue disappears and reappears back where it was standing.
We need to make sure that it looks at the rock.
At the two of you go, you pick it up and adjust it the same way, but as soon as you set it down on that tile, it just teleports back.
How
Even if we point it so that it is
how
facing
high
the
is
rock.
the tile
This
off the
seems a
ground?
lot like ghost rocks, Lana. Are you sure you're not wrong?
It's flush
If
with
one
the
of us
ground.
Jalen's gonna go stand on the tile as technically a maiden.
As soon as you stand on the tile, you feel this sudden feeling of gravity spinning around you. The world spins around you, gravity shifts, and then you find yourself standing on top of the pedestal, and the maiden, or the statue, is standing where you were. You have traded places with the statue, and the weight of the statue, and the very specific base of it, and its specially carved design, pushes the plate down, and you hear mechanisms begin to whirl as the pedestal moves, and revealing a spiraling staircase descending down.
Jalen, are you dead?
Before anybody goes ahead, I would like to take a peek down those stairs. I would like to look for traps.
Good to be
Go ahead
forward-thinking.
and roll a perception check
What did
with
what
advantage.
did
Okay.
Priscilla say? I didn't hear you.
I know.
Are you
I'm
okay?
alive,
Are you
I
dead?
think.
With
You
advantage.
just like disappeared. Are you a ghost now?
She
too?
raises
It's
her
not
hands
ghosts,
for a
Priscilla.
second.
It's just magic.
I've never seen people
She
disappear.
like
Ghosts
raises her
disappear,
hand
though.
like she's gonna like pretend to be a ghost for a second, and then decides against it.
This does remind me of a thought experiment from one of my father's books, that if one is reconstituted in a different place, are they truly themselves anymore?
That
Anyway,
feels
so-
like a useless philosophical debate that would be a terrible plot device
feel
in
as
some sort of
though it
theatrical
is
performance.
You know
Frida, we
that
should
was
be
in
asking.
several of JJ's movies.
I feel as though it's
Yes,
Frida we should be
AJ.
concerned about whether or not she...
Yeah, Frida, are you sure you never mind.
I just have a very wild imagination, you could say. As I pull out my two knives and like get ready to just run down. I'm not gonna go ahead, but I'm waiting for
I'm,
everybody
like,
to check
still
it out. I'm just
standing
very
on the
excited.
pedestal because I'm not sure if I can get off of it.
You can't. You can get off of it.
She like you.
Or oh wait, I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, definitely you have
She
to stay
like
there forever.
sticks out a hoof.
That's the
like
end
she's
of
gonna
Jell.
try to get off, but she said if she does, like whoever's standing in the doorway is gonna get caught in the doorway. And then she just kind of like does a little hop and then comes off of the pedestal altogether.
Yes. Rosalind, with your perception check, you do not see any traps. You,
Okay, I don't see any
you
traps.
do see a thin
I
layer
take
of
it-
dust,
Okay.
which implies that no one's been through.
Looks like no one's been Looks like no one's been here in a while. It's pretty dusty, but it looks pretty safe. But either way, maybe me and how wide is the stairway? Is it like only one person wide, two person
It's about
wide?
2 people wide, or one Jalen, if you're using that metric.
Uh-huh. So perhaps, well, either Lana and I or Priscilla and I can head up the front, and then, keep someone, keep as one of whichever one of us is not in the front should be in of us three
I've
should,
already
as not in the
volunteered
front
to
should
be
be
in
in
the
the
back.
back.
I would like to transform.
Okay.
I would
Alright.
like to become a fox because I see better as a fox.
Okay.
I'm now officially a fox.
The dream is realized.
I have.
Can I pick up Lana?
Gosh dang it, Taylor! You do not need to feed Vivian's twisted
Yes,
perception.
yes. I'm
my-
teasing, but you're right. I apologize.
I just have keen senses as a fox, which can.
You're so cute as a
Wait.
fox, Lana.
Are you saying that I'm not? I'm talking. I'm a fox and I'm talking. Are you saying that I'm not cute as in my humanoid form?
No, I'm just saying you're extra cute as a fox.
So, Rosalind, I'm imagining you are keeping an eye out. So as you,
Yes, absolutely. I'm keeping my eyes peeled because one of the last times I was in a dangerous place looking around, bad stuff happened.
oh yeah, very bad. As you are descending
Mhm.
downward, you
Bad
come
stuff,
to
TM.
a hallway. The hallway begins to open up, but you do see along the floor, in kind of a circle, on the, it is on the floor, both sides of the walls and across the ceiling. In one, you see this this carved holy symbol of Wick. Like carved again and again in a sort of
Yeah.
pattern around.
Does the what kind of pattern am I looking at? I'm does that hold any significance for me?
Other than being Wick's symbol, not particularly. Like there's not runes or anything like that that would indicate some kind of trap. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll say with your expertise in
Uh,
traps, you know that this isn't a trap, but it is something.
Would I be able to?
I'm gonna point out what I'm seeing to Ryder and Priscilla and to Frida and to Gian because they're the ones that are familiar with this land and be like, hey, this is with my familiarity with traps. This isn't a trap, but it's definitely a pattern or something. I'm not. It doesn't really hold any significance for me, other than that it's symbol of
Is there
Wick, but I don't see
anything
any
we should be
runes or anything
rolling
like that.
to, like maybe identify
Let
something
me,
here.
let me have a look here.
Either Arcana or Religion.
I'm gonna kind of get I'm gonna kind of get down on one knee and kind of trace
got
my
a
finger along the
19 for
lines while I'm making
religion.
my
Mhm.
religion check.
Is it one large symbol, or is it one symbol repeating?
One symbol repeating.
All right, is the repeating like in a helix, or is it just is it like every other tile? Like, what are we talking?
It's like every tile it's repeating.
Every tile.
Jialin, what did you say?
Are there any places that don't
I got a 19
have
for
this
religion.
symbol?
No, it appears 19. It appears to be one solid line all over the only hallway into this. Jalen, with your... I mean, you know that, like, Wick has has a hand in making these dungeons or altering them in some way. You get the intuition that this is more like, it's not harmful, but it is kind of, it's part of whatever is going on with this dungeon, and it's not really something that can be avoided.
I got a 15 on my Arcana
With
check.
your Arcana, you there is some magic to it. Like, you're getting a sense for that now, which is great. But you don't gather that it's directly harmful, but rather tied to some kind of other magic.
I just look at Gion as well. seeing
She's
what
going
read
to
she got.
like memorize the patterns, like the pattern in which the sigils are in case like the placement matters later on. And then she just kind of casually states,
Right.
it isn't anything that's going to affect us at this time, but do keep these things in mind.
Yes. I'm getting that sense as well. It could be any number of enchantments put on this place.
Perhaps I and maybe one other person can. Does the hallway like open up, or does it turn a corner? Or
No. It's just the one hallway.
Can I use my divine sense?
With your divine sense, you do detect... I mean, it is definitely an area that was touched by a god. Not exactly a good one, but not exactly an evil one either. Which is always kind of buggy when you use divine sense on things like... You get that it's tied to something else in the dungeon, but that it is not directly harmful to walk over.
It is definitely connected to something. Keep it within. I can sense it via like the sort of divine musk, I suppose. It's really it's difficult to describe, but it's kind of like the afterburn of divinity, and it's tethered to something else farther that way. But we
So then
shouldn't
let's
let it stop us
let's
from
just
advancing.
continue on then.
That'll be
Jill is gonna
fascinating.
make like pushing motions from behind the party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just gonna get a lead.
Lana will start walking.
Lana, as you walk over, you see all of the symbols light up, and then all of them go dark except for one. And then the next person who walks over it, we'll say Rosalind. The symbols light. Get that is what this is doing. That this is sort of tracking how many people are entering the dungeon.
okay. DM, did you mean to stop?
I will
sharing
share
your
my screen in
screen?
just a moment.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Doing it again. Can y'all see?
I can't see anything.
Yes.
Yay!
No.
I can.
I'm sharing my...
I am as
might need to
scrolled
scroll
up
up.
as I can go.
Hi, kitty.
I apparently hit the button that makes things disappear. I didn't know there was one.
Oh. Oh no.
I
Did you
can't
unhit that
unhit
button?
anything, but I did hit it a second time. No,
Do
I was being
Do you
a
want me to
smartass.
stop
Yes,
and
it's
then
good,
start
you're good.
again so then you can... Okay. Okay. So, we are... now. As the...
Sarah, you need to mute yourself.
There we go. As you all enter the dungeon, you see that it is these immaculately carved stone hallways. What you see directly in front of you over here is a gigantic stone door with several statues carved into it. Let's see. several of these statues look like children, but one of them looks like the woman who was upstairs. And you see that each of them seem to be like clutching something to their chest. And as soon as you enter, the woman, her hands open forward, the statue moves, and you see that it is holding something out in its hands.
I'm gonna slowly walk towards it a little bit at a time, see if I can figure out what is in the statue's hand.
I will also say, as you round this corner is when you see it. You see that there is a door on either side of you, but you also see that in this bottom left corner there is a goblin with a little
Statue or a real one?
A real one.
Oh.
Do I see this before Priscilla
Yes,
rounds
you
the
do.
corner?
You see that
I'm going to stop and just put my hand out and like make sure that Priscilla doesn't see it, like doesn't come around yet. Say hold. Is it alive?
It is alive, and you do see that it is sitting down in a chair, and across the chair, there is a broom, and between the two of them on the table there is a chess game, and the goblin sitting there is like, "Come on, make a move," and the broom moves one of the pieces, and then it's like, "Ah, dang, that's a good move."
When I'm stopped like that, I kind of have my javelin ready and my shield in the other hand, and I'm like, "What is it, Lana? Do you see something?"
Do I recognize the game of chess, or is this like a? Okay, so this is It's interesting. They're playing a game that we play on my world.
Who's playing a game?
The statue and the goblin.
It's a broom.
I'm immediately gonna round the corner and throw it. I'm immediately gonna round the corner.
Can I grab her by the collar before she runs around the corner?
He might be a nice goblin.
She's two people in front of you.
Sorry. Lana, you can try to roll a strength check to grab them. Otherwise, Priscilla is running.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grapple.
Priscilla, Lana, opposed strength checks.
Post strength, or can I roll?
Yeah, you can roll
Can I
acrobatics.
assist Lana in keeping her down?
I am
19.
I was gonna. I rolled a 17, so I try to grab you with my fox jaws, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, Lana, you push through, or sorry, Priscilla, you pushed through Lana, and you see this goblin with.
I'm throwing my javelin as soon as I see a goblin.
Does very distinctly have yellow eyes and not the like cursed eyes, but I guess that doesn't matter to you. So you roll to hit.
I transform back into a humanoid.
Do I have advantage for it being surprised, or
just regular roll? Because you guys did make a commotion because you're friends.
Oh my god! As a nat 1.
Yes.
Your spear bounces off the wall and hits you in the leg. Ting.
Like not the pointy end,
not
but
the
just
pointy
like...
end. Just one of its. Ah, what are you doing? Jeez.
If nobody's stopping
like
me,
to
I'm
stop
closing
her.
the distance and drawing my glaive.
No. I'm just.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush over to.
I'm going to attempt to grab.
Yes,
I'm gonna rush in front.
Can we just like dogpile on Priscilla?
with 3 other people dogpiling on Priscilla, I'm gonna say that Priscilla, roll a acrobatics with disadvantage, and Jalen, roll your athletics with advantage. Lana as well can roll.
That'd be a 9.
I got a 19.
Yeah, Jalen's got this.
Yeah,
or Holy Cow has
Jalen, you
got
kind
of
pick like Poe from Mulan.
Jalen,
you
let me go.
Priscilla up from either side and just kind of rock them back and forth.
Jalen, let me go.
It It's okay. I think it's.
I'm like kicking my legs right now, like trying to hit John in the shins.
This goblin friend is simply engaging in a battle of
Existence.
wits, not of raiding.
Yeah, what are you, one of them curse cleavers or something? Like, jeez, lady, calm down. Name Zerb. He points to the broom. You gotta get back to your place. The broom seems to stare at him indignantly, and then he rolls his eyes and is like, look, I'm not gonna touch the board, okay? We'll resume our game after. And, the broom flies away through this, door on the bottom. And then...
Did he say his name was Zerp?
Zerp, with a Z.
Zerp.
Yeah.
Impressive inanimate object.
Yeah, made him myself. He then immediately, as soon as it's gone, moves a few pieces on the game board and then just nods. So...
I eye him. I give him a steely-eyed.
He rolls his
glare.
eyes and moves the pieces
I
back.
will.
Wait, so you're a mage?
Yeah, I'm an artificer.
Oh. I just look at everybody like wide-eyed.
Lana takes a second to realize. Oh wait, this is a big deal. Magic is here.
Yeah, it's been here for quite some time. Like I said, my name's Zerb.
You know, have you been trapped in
Yes!
here?
Yes, I have!
Wait, so...
See, Priscilla, they are a friend, not a foe.
They are a goblin and a magic wielder. They are incredibly dangerous.
I am a
That
minotaur.
does
with
not
a
mean
giant
they are
lance. I
foes.
am also your point.
And besides, we're like 6-1. This goblin doesn't
Look,
stand
yeah,
a chance.
I'm not gonna fight any
I
of
wouldn't-
yous. Come on, I'm retired. Or I should be.
See?
How long have you been trapped down here
What
for?
year is it?
I don't know what year is it.
It is the year... It is
100?
the...
100 post extinction.
It's the year of it's year 100 post extinction or post the extinguishing. So
It's year 100
yeah,
post
the age of might.
extinguishing. I say
so
that.
it's like, oh yeah, you guys switched over from the age of magic to that. Yeah, so 100 years or so, give or take.
So you're a tinkerer then? You said artifice. I know some dwarves back home that dabble in the building of things.
Yeah, I was hired by Wick to build this place, and then, well, you see, he didn't exactly tell me that, he wanted me to stay, it's
Can
a
I tell if
complicated
he's telling the
situation.
truth?
So, he pays me,
This Wick does not seem like a favor.
he, without needing your insight roll, he seems like he doesn't care enough about the situation to lie to you. He's like,
If you were the one that built this place, perhaps you could tell us of dangers that lie
got
ahead for
food?
us.
I have chocolate. I would like to offer
we
him.
have food.
I would like
I'll
to
tell
offer
you
him
for
one of the
food.
chocolate bars I got.
Wait, what have
Priscilla,
you been
you
eating down
promise
here?
not to kill him? Priscilla, do you promise?
Well, you said you built this whole place? I imagine you're incredibly proficient. I don't think this would be the most
I think
easy
that's
individual
kind
to
of her
kill,
point.
anyway.
like
Not
I
that
said,
we would want
this was
to.
supposed to be my retirement.
I am more concerned as to the purpose of this dungeon. What did Wick hire you to build it for?
Well, I didn't fully know what it is he was planning until, after he did the whole rune thing. He told me that it was supposed to be a memorial for a friend of mine, that he liked Rohan's work too, and so he wanted to make a whole, a whole memorial tomb for Rohan Stone and his family.
Do any of us recognize that name?
Yes.
Can I make a history check?
Can I also make that history check?
I got a 25.
Rohan Stone is the name of the person who carved the statue in the fountain in the center of town in Autumn Hollow.
Right. Yeah, so this is a memorial for the person who made the living statue in Autumn Hollow.
Yeah, he did make that. Modeled after his eldest child. He also made these, and he kind of points to the other statues. I mean, I enchanted them for the purpose of this memorial, but yeah.
Well, you're both quite skilled. It's amazing to actually see stuff like this.
Yeah.
So if this is all just a memorial, then why go to the trouble of hiding it, and why all the
like,
secrecy?
As I was explaining, he paid me.
Because he's lying.
Frickin' curse cleaver. Can she just like not talk?
Come on, you
Can
seriously
she
can't
just,
buy this,
can we
right?
just never mind. So I was hired to build this place, and I was given this, and he holds a small bag as his payment. Like, it looks like a small leather purse. Like, it doesn't even seem that much in there.
I put one of my leftover pieces.
Well,
into
hey,
the
what?
bag.
I mean, I'll take the quiche, and he starts eating it immediately. Oh, so good.
You asked for
so
food.
good.
Is that not what
No,
you wanted
I mean,
in payment? It also gives you
Oh.
hit points.
What is that?
What,
I have a-
what I'm explaining is this:
Is it-
when he turns the bag over, coins fall out of it, and coins just keep falling out of it and keep falling out of it, just so until there's like a small pile of gold coins, and then he turns it over. Unlimited gold. It was gonna be my retirement. That's why I did this. Unlimited gold. And then that jerk didn't tell me that he and his partner were enchanting them so that creatures who were, here when it was completed
Partner.
don't get to leave. Which includes me.
Wow.
Hold on.
Is a dick.
3 questions.
Yes.
Partner. Most important one. You said his partner?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The legends don't mention a partner. Do you
No.
think the legends mention a partner?
No, who might that be?
some fiend or whatever named Satori. All of you,
Oh, that's getting in the notes right there.
Jialin, you
Absolutely.
can roll a religion
Satori.
check with advantage. Satori.
Satori. A demon.
I'm so glad that was with advantage because I rolled a 1 and then I rolled a 19. Total of 21.
Ooh. Jialin. Satori is the name of Srilin's brother.
Do I know anything about this character?
You remember. Yeah. Yes, they're the brother of your deity. They so what you know based on your Srilin playset that you got when you were a little girl, which included a Srilin action figure and Satori also action
I
figure.
love this choice of all the gods.
Yes, they had light up eyes. It was a really cool toy. So what you remember is that Srilin and Satori were originally two entities that they were like the angels of an evil god that existed at some point. Srilin and Satori both rebelled against this evil god, but for different reasons. Srilin did it for more noble aspirations, especially in regards to how their apparent creator was treating humans, but Satori was more selfish. He wanted to rebel against their creator simply because he didn't like being bossed around. And after the two of them overthrew their deity, Srilin had to conquer the 13 temples that Satori had helped build originally to their deity, but secretly as a way to empower the both of them to overthrow their original creator. And she had to conquer these temples and basically remove Satori's influence from them entirely, and then the two fought in a very epic, climactic way. But you also know that this is a pattern that repeats through the history of these two beings. That it is now their fate that Sri Lin and Satori will fight each other at some point, again and again and again throughout history. And it's that moment that you begin to think that if Satori had a hand in making these dungeons, they might very well act in a similar way to the original 13 temples. You know that not all 13 original temples are around anymore, but if Satori, the demon of riddles, helps build these dungeons, then they effectively might work the same way.
She just kind of like squints as all of this starts to come to light in her brain. And it's at this point that she finally puts Priscilla down. And she just has a very thoughtful expression on her face, but she doesn't share this information at this time.
If it's all the same, I'm gonna go wait outside when you're done.
You wait over here. So yeah, I mean, he tricked me, he trapped me here with infinite gold and nothing to buy. And given the way how this, do you have more of that chocolate?
Yes.
Was this the time where you had to put an AC towards or something like that to eat it?
The dwarf. Oh, you have the dwarven chocolate.
That's what I gave him.
Hold on. I'll roll I'll roll an attack roll.
I do
for
give him
him
at least the warning that he has to bite hard.
Oh yeah, he bites through it immediately. Yeah, he bites through it so hard. Finally.
So you were trapped here by Wick, but what? So if it wasn't really a monument to your friend, then what is it?
A way to pull the magic of this whole area out of this area and trap it here.
Oh, so then if we get to the heart of the dungeon, we get to free the magic or something?
I mean, I could tell you more if, you had some more food.
Do we have more food?
I reach in my bag and pull out my cooking utensils.
Ooh.
I can make you the best meal in all of Vittore, as taught by the master chef, Jace Vandry Alexander.
He starts drooling.
You'll have food from out of this world. And all you have to do is
make
tell
a
me
persuasion
everything.
check with advantage.
I'll shake another chocolate
I'll do
bar
that.
and
I'm
add
good
it
at that.
to the pile.
I'm very
treats.
charismatic. With my chef feet and a dirty 20.
He definitely considers that, and he's like, the thing is, I'm not entirely sure you'll survive, but if you do, I will dap you up on that offer, because I will have more than enough gold to pay you.
Yeah.
We stand a better chance at surviving all of this, number one, because of our numbers, and number two, if you tell us what to look for.
Would you do it for a chocolate bar?
Like I said, I'm not exact.
We could, but
would you do it for 2 chocolate bars?
And talk to you alone.
What did you say, Rosalind?
I said we could let that tiefling come back and talk to you alone.
We're trying to be nice, right?
See, that's not really threatening, because, you passed that weird doorway with the glowing marks, right? Well, that right there is a timer. 24 hours after the last person enters the dungeon, everything in this dungeon resets and respawns, including all the creatures and monsters and traps and everything. So, even if, theoretically, you killed me, I'd just be back in 24 hours, and all of you would die.
So wait, so you
Unless
so
it's
that's how you've been
completed.
able to survive without eating? Have you just starved
Oh,
to death
yes!
like multiple times?
That's why I'm so hungry.
Oh god.
I mean, this magic,
That's
the magic
fascinating and
sustains me
horrifying.
such that, I can't starve enough for it to affect my physical and mental capabilities, but I can get really... Everything here is really hungry. So basically anything here will be very inclined to eat you.
Okay, and what are those things?
No.
A bit of this, a bit of that.
I'm. Do you want that food or
Well,
not?
see, the thing is, if you die, you can't make the food for me. But that is so
You
tempting.
could come with us and make sure we don't die.
But we would not die.
I'm not
easier
coming
if
with
we-
you. This place is a death trap.
That's fair.
Well, if you prepare us for the death trap, we're less likely to spring the trap.
I mean, for one more chocolate bar, I'll tell you
Half a
little
chocolate
bit
bar
about
for a
these
little
rooms.
bit, a whole chocolate bar for a lot more.
You drive a hard bargain there, Minotaur. But all right. So he reaches his hand out, like, hand me
She
the
starts
chocolate
by
bar.
giving him half a candy bar. You'll get the rest when you're done.
As he's eating it, he's like, well, you see, that room right there. He points behind him to the room on the bottom here. It's like, there's this giant crushing trap, and then after that, there's this maze. And then after the maze, there's this whole field with lava and these two guard drakes. Oh, so good. And that is where the broom that just flew by is. In that room with the guard drakes. That whole deal.
So is the broom
If you
friendly,
grab it, it'll
or-
do what you say, but until then, it just kind of waits on top of that statue. Oh, by the
Nice. Would you put in a good word for us?
and then the room above, there's some kind of weird... It's a weird, like, little teleport trap thing. It's never really made any sense to me. At the end of that, there's a chest, and inside that chest is the boss key. That's what you need to get into this room. And he points to the big doors on the to the right over here. And he says, inside that room is a boss. And I assume...
It's
No.
like your manager.
I mean, that's my term for it, but, like, based on what I looked at, Wick's enchantments, I imagine he's gonna... I imagine that it's gonna work similar to other dungeons. Like, I don't think he would... It's a very complicated rune setup. I don't think he would do it more than once if he had to. But based on what I've examined, it seems that all the magic in this place, the seal that keeps magic here, is connected directly to the life of a monster behind those doors. You kill it, magic goes free. It kills you, everything resets. Well, except for you. You'll all be dead.
I just look at everyone like,
I just
Well,
pull the keys
that's about
out
what
of
we would
my
expect-
pocket really quick.
expecting,
I'm
right?
going to examine them and the door.
yep.
You look at the ring of keys, and you have this intuitive feeling that a keyhole for them will appear later on that door, but it is not. But they don't fit the
I just
keyhole that's
had
right
the
there right now.
mental sound clip of Srin's voice coming into my head saying, "This is not the time to use that," like Professor Oak and the bike.
Yeah. So that's basically everything. Now give me the other half.
She does. She is a cow of her word.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, there might be some secret rooms, and there's something to do with the statues, And he just points at the statues. You don't have to do that necessarily, but it's part of the thing. Oh, so good. Yeah. And he just kind of shrugs and.
You think? I suspect that this magic and enchantment is what's keeping you here. That if we free the magic in the dungeon, you should be able
for
to
sure.
leave.
But you're not exactly the first group that is, tried that, and you're not the first group I helped, and you're not the first group that tried to kill me immediately. So, I'm not exactly putting all my faith in you, so to speak.
That's probably fair, right?
By the way, I can't tell you about the secret rooms or else my tongue
Wouldn't
will
it
boil
just
out
reset
of
in the next 24 hours?
Oh no, that's terrifying.
In 24 hours, but I don't want to not have a tongue.
Yeah, I would
Oh, it
imagine that
is.
would be
It was
very
the first
painful.
7 times I did it. I just stopped.
Jesus. Wait, there's no. That is wicked. Truly is cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say, but I could also see how my perspective on the situation might be a little biased. But that being said, he's a jerk.
I think
yeah,
you're
that
being
being
a
said,
little
he's a
unfair
jerk.
right now. You've been locked in this place forever. Well, forever until today. Right, only
What?
friends? Oh, it's our group day. When we let you out, you can go tell the bards and such that the only friends were the ones who saved you.
But no,
Only
seriously, what's your
friends.
group name?
Like and subscribe.
Only friends?
Like and
We
subscribe.
call
for more
ourselves the
lifesaving
only friends.
content.
We are only friends.
Yes.
He just looks more. He looks so disappointed. For someone who had no expectations at all to be disappointed is a rare sight, but it does happen. So yeah,
Well,
There's
you
like
wouldn't
a
be the first
whole
person who'd
thing
be
about,
surprised with our
like,
abilities.
sure.
Looking like a bunch of dumbasses and then turning out not to be a bunch of dumbasses, or at least just highly skilled dumbasses. It works in our favor, trust me.
9 times out of 10.
I believe the term for it is a trope.
Well, I mean, 9 times out of 10, though, in my experience, people who
As I
look like
said,
dumbasses just
possibly
are dumbasses.
highly skilled dumbasses.
Well, we'll be the 1 in 10.
Eh,
Is there anything else that we
I'm running low
need
on
to
chocolate
learn?
bars.
Otherwise, I'd suggest maybe you run and
I'm gonna
hide
sit down on the
somewhere?
couch, and he points to the other end, and there's just like a long couch for him to sit down on. You won't believe how difficult it was
I'm
to
warning.
make that couch out of what was. I'm just gonna go lay down.
That's amazing. I'm just warning you. Priscilla she's probably just going to try to kill you right away.
Well, then I hope the rest of you die, and I
Wait,
get to
so
respawn.
hold on. If she kills you, and we defeat the dungeon, do you stay dead?
Yep.
You should run and hide. You should really run and hide.
Yeah, sure. Like you 6 are gonna be the ones to beat it. Sure, whatever.
Throw
I
a
don't
blanket
want you
over
to
your
die.
head.
You've been quite kind
I
to
can't
us.
leave. Where am I supposed to go?
Is there no other place? Just hide. Hide under the couch. Something.
Fine. He crawls under the couch.
Good.
Very
All right.
sarcastically. He grabs one of the sofa cushions and puts it under the couch with him, so he can lay under the couch on a cushion.
Good. All right.
We are
Are
on
we
a
all
time
set
limit,
then?
so we're going to have to be.
I suppose so. Priscilla, I think you can come out now. We literally have less than 24 hours.
Right.
Well, then let's get a move on.
Through the door,
Which
into
door
the,
can we answer first?
the crushing trap is through the door.
Like directly
Alright.
on the other side of the door.
There's
I
a
would like to
crushing
go first
a
and
maze,
open the door.
So wait, are you guys going down to the crushing trap or up to
Wait, hang on. I'm confused.
And
I
then
thought it
open
was
up
very.
The one that has the key to the boss room.
The top had the key, but that was a teleportation trap.
He will, yeah, there's a teleportation trap, and I'll say that he explained a little better that basically the broom is the only way to get the key.
Oh, we need to
Okay.
go to the crushing room first. Crushing
Right.
room, maze, lava room with guard drakes. Say
I'm
it with
so excited.
crushing room, maze, lava room with guard drakes.
That sounds like a line from the
You
Fairly
do
Odd
not
Parents
do
theme.
that.
It
I
I was specifically going for Dora the Explorer, but
Oh, I love it.
I see flying swords. Am I not supposed to see flying sword?
I was trying to remove at least one of them, but I guess I'll just and forget about them.
Roll for initiative.
He did also say, and Zerk did also say that there might be hidden rooms, and he can't tell you about them.
He did say that. He did say there were hidden rooms. Is literally the first room we go into hidden? This doesn't count as hidden.
Secret doors. Okay.
Oh man. Are the swords attacking us when we walk in? I'm sorry.
Okay. We. Oh, sorry. We might. Yeah, I think we might skip the maze specifically, just because, time. Like we do want to get this done soon, so I might skip over the maze and use something like. It was finicky anyway. So as you all enter this room, the door.
Can I just say, before we walked in, I would have wanted to open the door and at least just take a peek inside first.
Okay, as you peek inside, you see that against the wall there are several stone hammers against the wall, and this seems to be pretty clear. Roll an investigation check with advantage.
Can it be
as well.
perception?
Sure.
Okay. And this is Dungeon Delver, right?
Yes.
Specific?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No! Even with advantage, that's still only a 12 total.
You see that the wall is primed to move. The wall with the hammers on it.
Okay. Alrighty. I have a feeling that as soon as we step through the door and into the room, that wall is gonna start moving and did say it was a crushing trap, so that the door was gonna try and crush us. So we're gonna need to move. We need to find the door at the other end and get through it quickly. Otherwise, we'll get crushed. There are hammers along the wall.
Okay.
And I have no idea what they could do, but I imagine there's gonna be something in here that's gonna try and prevent us from getting to the other side of the room. So we get crushed.
How heavy do the hammers look as I look over at Giolin?
They look like what you would imagine. Like, they look like regular sledgehammers, except that they are made of stone.
I would venture to assume that they probably are.
Right, so what do y'all do?
Do I see the door on the other side of the room?
Yeah, you see the door.
Okay, and I can tell that it's like 5, 10, 15, 40, 50 feet from us.
Yep.
50 feet from door to door.
Okay, yeah.
That's what 45 to 50 feet from door to door.
Mm-hmm.
We want to just all run together, or do we want to... Does the door on the other side look locked at all? Can I tell that from here?
It looks like there is another holy symbol of Wick carved on the door. There's just one. And this one looks to be holding a sword.
This one looks holding a sword.
Mm-hmm.
May I try something?
You may certainly try.
I'm going to kind of step kind of between everyone who's in front right now, and pull out my crossbow and say, we could see just perhaps a test as to what will happen if something moves past the area.
I can throw. I have several darts in my bag. I could certainly throw a dart if you don't want to waste a crossbow bolt.
Sure.
I want to attempt to throw a dart at the hammer, like the closest hammer that I can see, standing in the doorway. Can I do that?
You can try, but it'll have 3/4 cover.
That's fine. I'm just trying to see what triggers the mechanism, if it's motion or if it's a pressure plate or what it is. And a dart.
As you step up to the doorway, you see the same kind of ring of symbols on the inside on the door frame itself, and you tell that it activates when all of you
So
step
I
through.
potentially have any kind of like insight in return or in respects to what's his name?
Satori?
And the yes, Satori and the original 13 temples.
Would
that be helpful here?
You do gather that this crushing trap will activate when you all step through. What I guess you would also get is that, like, Satori was not one for instant death traps, typically, because Satori is somewhat of a prideful person in general, and would prefer, to... He wants people to appreciate his genius, as it were. And they can't do that if they're dead immediately. So you will get that it's not like an instant death trap. That there is some solution also. That, like, you wouldn't make a death trap that you couldn't possibly get out of, because that wouldn't prove how much smarter he is than you.
Jialan will kind of communicate as we're looking at this room that the chances of this being an instant death situation is actually quite low. That being said, everybody should be prepared to die very painfully and slowly.
So it seems that the sigils on the door when we were entering was sort of communicating just how many people had entered, and it'll know once we've all the same number of people have passed through the doorway to trigger each of the doors challenge as a.
So perhaps one of us can go. One or two of us can go inside, figure out how to open the door, and then whoever is the fastest among us can run across quickly once we're ready to trigger the trap.
Exactly.
I doubt the door will open until the enemies are defeated.
Perhaps not, but it might be worth collecting information.
Yeah, I think the idea of sending just a few people inside to scout ahead, since we've sort of determined that they have to,
will go.
They have to use these.
Rosalind, will you accompany me?
I will follow.
And I will go as well. I don't mind looking ahead.
I will follow the both of you and cover your backs while you're in.
Okay.
And I'm gonna draw my my javelin and my shield and be prepared to take a defensive position whenever they stop to investigate something.
As you guys get to the end of this door, go ahead and both of you roll investigation checks. Rosalind, do so with advantage for Dungeon Delver.
13.
Okay. Rosalind?
That's an 18
Wonderful.
For me.
So, Rosalind, as you are inspecting this door, you gather that, because there are no handles, there's no anything against this door, just the frame, and it's like a solid stone wall with just this symbol on it, you gather that, and Priscilla, you also gather this, Priscilla was actually right on the money. This door will not open until you kill the enemies, but the enemies themselves will not come to life until all of you enter this room. And but Rosalind, what you also with your incredible investigation check, literally right below you there is a secret door.
So I will point out the secret door and be like, does it look like the door is locked or trapped or anything like that?
You see that this door will unlock immediately after the trap springs with your high investigation. So once you all enter the room, this door will unlock, but you will have to defeat the enemies to unlock the other door.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, before we get too far away from it, Rosalind, you did want to check what was in the statue's hands above at the big boss door, right?
I did want to do that.
Inside their hands was a ring. Yeah, a ring.
I'm gonna take my quarterstaff, like pull it off my hands and grab it with both hands and very dexterously attempt to pick up the ring by sliding
as you're doing all that finagling, Zerk says, "It's not trapped. Just pick up the ring."
It doesn't hurt to be cautious. I'll pick up the ring. What kind of...
Is it
elaborate, detailed?
It appears to be a gold band with a diamond in it, and on the inside, you see... hold on, there's an inscription that I will read out. Let's see, where... To my beloved Nora, my love for you is as endless as the sea. Yours always, Rohan.
So I know Rohan is the guy that built the statue that used to be animated in Autumn Hollow. Does the woman's name ring a bell for me?
Zerk will speak up and say it was his wife's ring. That was his wife.
Okay.
They all died in a dragon attack
do we know
some
if
time
Rohan
ago.
is still alive? Is Rohan or his wife still alive?
No, Rohan's family, everyone except Alex, the statue he made in Autumn Hollow, they all died in a dragon attack several decades before the extinguishing. And Rohan, as a person, he kind of holed up a lot, kind of shut himself off from the world. But Alex, his eldest child, they wanted to help people. They became a doctor, a healer. And then Alex died too in the midst of a war. The two Rohan really beat himself up over that cuz apparently they didn't exactly leave on good terms. But Rohan carved that statue in Autumn Hollow in their honor, as a way to move past his grief. These statues he carved while he was still grieving. I think that's why they were able to pull the magic out of it. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the magic items here are were originally from his estate, and I tinkered a little bit with it. But yeah, his wife, she loved the ocean, but was a terrible swimmer, so apparently he made her a ring of water walking as an engagement ring.
Does the magic still work in it now? So, okay. Are we allowed to take it?
It's not like either of them are gonna use it.
Okay. I will pick up the ring. Are there anything in the other
There are, but
statue's
their hands aren't extended or open yet. And so... Okay,
and are they androgynous?
Sorry, let me go through my notes. No, it's fine.
Sorry. Do any of the other statues look like Rohan?
They look similar
Alex
between
or
the two,
wife,
like family. You see that there's one young man
Okay.
and one young. Hold on. Yeah, one young man, one young girl. Also.
If their hands are to their chests, I'll walk in front of each of them and hold up the ring in front of them just to see if they react
Nope.
to the ring at all.
Are there as many statues as there are rooms?
There might be. There might very well be. Oh, actually, yeah. So there are 2 more. Because we're skipping
I
one
have
room.
played
so.
Zelda before.
Okay.
We need to be on our guard. All of this seems very much like a trap.
We already know that this is all meant to be a trap, but I'm gonna. While we backtracked, so now we're back to present, back in that room with the hammers and everything. I'll communicate everything that I learned about the trapdoor will open as this secret trapdoor will probably open as soon as all of us walk in, and as soon as the trap activates, and that excuse me, in order for the locked door to in order for the locked door to I'm so tired. In order for the door to the next room to be unlocked, we have to defeat all of these enemies. So we're gonna need to all step inside the door and defeat these most likely animated hammers that will likely be animated. We have to defeat them.
You think it's these hammers?
Open.
Theoretically, if we move
You
quick
think it's
enough,
these
it won't
hammers?
matter.
That are the enemies? I'm just asking. You think it's these hammers? Yes.
I don't know. The walls also sounded like they were gonna move, right?
Yeah, and the wall was going to. As soon as we all walk in, the wall is going to start to close in and try and crush us. So we have to defeat all of the hammers before we get crushed.
All right then. All right then.
We get into a position where all but one of us are in the room and flanking these hammers so that as soon as they animate, we can.
Theoretically, one of us could stand by the door and have it ready by the time we come in.
Okay.
So y'all just have to run.
Right.
It doesn't seem like the door will.
The trap door.
The door to the next room will open until we defeat all of these
trap door.
hammers.
The extra door.
Yes, and the secret door won't open.
Yes.
Yeah, as soon as the trap activates.
Jalen is suggesting that because it only activates when everybody's in the room, one person.
Yeah, the extra door will open.
The extra door, so that they can pop it open as soon as the trap starts.
But the door.
Everybody enters the room, so it's already open and ready for everybody to just run.
I could try to do that.
Okay.
Does the door seem openable?
Not until Hayden enters the room.
Oh no.
I was going to suggest, just as Lana did, or just as Rosalind did, that we assume positions ready to attack before the last person enters.
Yes. Everyone is in position.
It's really a discussion of whether or not we are going to fight the whatever it is, or we're just gonna run for this trap door. That's what we need to decide.
Right.
Because those are the 2 different ideas. Are we fighting, or are we just gonna run?
We have no idea if that secret door will open up into a room that's big enough for all of us.
I would also suggest, given the position, we probably fight, because taking the attacks of opportunity from those things
the
is
other
not going to be
side
fun
of
at
it,
level.
I can move you all if you want.
I also think that we have to go through the other door.
I think that the extra door will unlock whatever magic items are being held by the other statues, and if we want those, then maybe we should consider doing the extra door. Even if it is just one person.
We could always do the extra door after we fight.
Theoretically, we could.
We could always do the extra door.
We
So
could
we
also split our forces.
That is the stupidest idea I've heard all day.
No, no.
I honestly don't think it would take all of us to beat 3 hammers.
I
Are-
But I don't think that's the
3 or
reason
4?
why. I'm not worried about the hammers. I'm worried about what's in the next room.
Lana, what do you use hammers for? Soften up meat before you cook it. This is just the first room. The damage
Yeah,
we take here is going to
That is
come
a
higher.
terrifying metaphor, Frida.
I just thought I wanted to relate it to something that you.
I mean, yes, the fact that you use meat to hammer to tenderize meat is true, but
I just don't want my friends to be the meat being tenderized here.
considering that the goblin in the previous room mentioned things being hungry and wanting to eat us, it's a terrifying metaphor.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I hadn't even considered that.
I think we should kill these things, then check the trapdoor room, but so that we're able to go to the other room, because we know that we need to go to the other room eventually in order to get the broom, in order to get the key. But I think we should be prepared to go to the main progression room, but also before we do that, we should check the secret room.
That seems fair.
So let's just kill the hammers and
Let's kill the hammers.
Kill the hammer, kill the hammer, kill the hammers.
These hammers have had it too good for too long.
And so Hayden, whenever you're ready, Cap.
Yes,
What voice
Hayden?
did I just get into?
Yes. Hayden, whenever you're ready, I believe it's hammer time.
Can't touch this.
Uh,
I was setting it up.
just for that, the hammer's gonna attack you first. Hayden, do you enter the room?
Yep. I'm gonna pull out my rapier before going in, though.
I
Ready
have
for
my
anything.
great axe.
Okay.
And
As soon as
Yeah, I've got my quarterstaff.
as soon as you step through, the door shuts behind you. Everybody roll initiative.
all right.
Wow, what a stunning roll.
Same.
I
That's
feel a little better.
6
I
for
rolled a
Frida.
7.
That's a 6 for Priscilla.
It's an 8
I have a,
for Rosalind.
And a 6 for Hayden.
what the hell? I have a 2 deck.
How did I roll the highest?
I have a 6.
Oh
for my
man.
deck.
I didn't add Ryder to this. Okay, hold on. Let me.
Because I rolled
roll.
a natural 4 on my die.
Oh, he rolled a
Jesus.
24.
All right. This is good. We love this.
Okay, now to roll initiative for the. Why did they get first initiative? I'll say that all of you were preparing reactions to attack them.
Absolutely.
So
100%.
Right.
okay, so as these swords begin to move, everyone, Priscilla, Jolin, and roll your attacks
Okay.
against this first sword. Jolin and
Jesus.
Rosalind can attack either.
We're flanking, so it's
well,
both
hammer.
advantage,
Oh,
right?
thank God, because I just rolled another
Flanking,
one.
so advantage, yes.
That's going to be a natural
no.
20 for a 25.
I just got a 10.
Roll on the crit.
And I got an
Here's the percentage.
18.
Okay.
That's an 8. That was 1 click away from a double aught.
Okay, so 8 is like max damage,
max
right?
damage, that's correct.
Yeah.
So my damage will be 13.
Rosalind, how much damage are you doing?
Two-handed quarterstaff, so that's 1d. Okay. That's 11 bludgeoning.
How do you want to do this?
As this sword comes to life, and I see Priscilla hit this animated hammer with their sword, whatever weapon they have, I don't remember. I take my quarterstaff and I square up against it perpendicularly and just ram it into the wall and split it in half.
You crush a stone mallet with a wooden stick. Not what most people would expect would happen in that scenario, but
Muscles, baby.
Yeah, muscles.
And
Can
then
work out. Oh,
could I possibly turn around and do a bonus action attack against the other hammer behind me, on the other side of me?
you were holding your action,
Okay,
so
so
you
probably
can't
not.
use your
That's
bonus
fine, that's
action,
fine.
unfortunately. So, Ryder rolled a 23 to hit this hammer with his hammer. Ooh, and he rolled decent damage. He Ryder bashes this other hammer with his hammer. Oh, and it's actually his turn first, so he would go. But Lana, go ahead and roll your attack.
With advantage.
Mm-hmm.
20.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
12.
Ooh, this hammer is not looking good. It is Ryder's turn, so he will pull out his steel hammer and try to hit this hammer again with advantage. Like, stay down, stay down.
Rip.
And he rolled a crit. Oh,
We love it.
Ryder, he rolled a 93%. This hammer's dead.
Triple damage.
This
with
hammer is
two
dead. He rolled a
conditions.
93%.
There's no way this thing survives.
Yeah. Hammer 2 obliterated under the weight of his way stronger than he should be old man arms.
We love it.
Yes, Priscilla, you are in range for Vault Bullet.
Frida?
Yes, Frida.
No,
Sorry.
you're alright. Sure. So there's only the one left then.
You were holding your action, so I'll go ahead and, let you go ahead and make your shot. You don't get advantage
Right.
because it's not flanked,
That's right.
and it's not made out of metal,
Oh.
so it doesn't...
Alright. So, I charge up my energy. That's a 12.
That misses, unfortunately.
Damn it. Alright.
So it is the...
Unlikely for lightning
one
to strike twice.
Yes. Yes. It is this one remaining hammer's turn. It's going to attack Ryder, I guess, since he was the one who totally decimated his brother over there. I will avenge you. And he rolled a crit!
What is happening?
These hammers hit hard. 23, what is that?
No. It's just max damage, I think?
That's just
Okay,
max
so
damage.
he takes 9 damage. Ryder, he's still up, but that hurt.
Oh no.
As, he turns around to smash the other one, and then this hammer smashes his head against the wall. And then,
Ooh.
on initiative count 20, the wall itself moves,
Oh no.
pushing all of you back 5 feet. We will use, this one remaining sword gets pushed.
What happens if things
So-
get pushed into each other?
Nothing much.
Alright.
Not super fast. So we'll just say that you back up. And this top sword up here will be the place marker for where the wall is going to move next round. Or where the wall is, basically. So all of you are against the slowly moving, grinding stone wall. With that, Lana, it is your turn.
Yeah, I am going to see that my friends got this one sword left and give Ryder. Wait, hang on. Ryder's not down. I need to save my healing. Never mind. I'm gonna go freaking smack a sword.
Yeah, go smash this hammer.
I'm gonna go.
Smash that
I'm
hammer.
gonna go take my great axe.
It's what you were made for, but what we will do.
I will go with my axe and swing. That's a natural 20 because
How do you want to do this?
I want to roll my percentile. I rolled a 90.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm doing triple damage.
With two
Um,
conditions. One or
I'm doing 39 damage to this stone hammer.
Yeah,
So
it is.
I
It's not even dust because you obliterate the dust.
I just take the so I just came down previously on the one, and then I did not know what that was.
but I rolled and then I'm gonna bring it back up, and I'm just gonna sort of very quickly spin my great axe, and I'm just gonna break through it with the handle part. And then does the wall stop moving?
No, the wall appears like it's gonna keep moving.
Oh no.
Oh no.
But you do hear the door behind you unlock.
All right, to the trap door, everybody. Frida.
Yep.
Um,
I'm so low on
Okay,
the
so
initiative I can't prepare it to open.
5, 10, 15, 5, 30. You can move here. Well, I mean, this wall is pretty slow, so I'll just say, Frida, are you going down into the secret door or forward?
The plan was to the secret door, right?
Yep.
Yeah, secret door.
Okay, as you enter, you see that right here there is a circular pedestal, and hold on, let me
Ah!
let me grab y'all's peoples, because I mean this wall's not super fast, so I can say all of you can make it to whoa. Actually, can Jolin fit? I don't think Jolin can fit in there.
Oh no. What if
Well, without
Wow.
squeezing. They can
Okay.
squeeze.
Just
Body
take time
shaming.
and movement.
Large creatures.
Well, actually, you can squeeze. What this means is that you move at half speed, basically. And if anyone tried to attack you, they'd have advantage. So if any of you have been secretly plotting to kill Jolin, now would be your time.
We love
Oh,
Giallo.
I would love some rare steaks.
Oh,
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh no!
Yeah,
That's
you
so
don't
mean.
know that she's grass fed.
I could never.
Do I?
Jalen,
Jolin makes this hard.
Jalen, have you been checked by the USDA?
Jolin is Jolin, roll for USDA approved.
What would that be?
Constitution?
I got a 22.
Oh wow, that's real
I am
USDA approved.
the primo steak.
No, added hormones.
Yes, I have added hormones.
Let's see. Let's see. Maze crut. Okay. Let's see. On the wall. So in this weird little room, you can see that there's a tiny slit, like kind of halfway up the wall, facing the crushing trap that actually lets you see where the moving wall is. And you can see that it moves all the way to the end with a horrible crunching sound, reducing the rest of those hammers to slightly more than what Lana left that one hammer
So
as,
non-existent.
which is dust.
Just above
And
none.
against, yeah,
So
So-
non-existent, it becomes black hole.
yes. Let's see. There is actually an inscription on this pedestal as well, this circular pedestal, that says, "When I first saw the wreckage of what was once our home, I blasted apart the rock as best I could, hoping to find you, my graceful Delilah. I did find you, or rather, what was left. And, and you see that there's like another stone wall at the end of the room, and that is, that's what all this room appears to be, is that there's this stone wall that ends about here.
Alright.
Though all of you can roll investigation checks if you would like.
I do.
Sure.
Now this is my kind of battlefield.
This small, cramped space where you're
It's a
squeezed up
Yes.
against a minotaur.
Literally, Priscilla's designed to be a hallway fighter.
17 for me.
8.
That's a 20 for Priscilla. She's in her environment. This is her preferred terrain.
I'm sorry, how well did you roll, Priscilla?
20.
20, wow.
Like I said, this is my preferred terrain.
So, as you all kind of investigate this place, Frida, you kind of feel like when you press your hand against the wall, you can feel the kind of magic flowing through these stone walls, making them like nearly indestructible. But you don't feel like it reaches, like that magic is touching this wall on the end here. And as the rest of you investigate, Priscilla, you also notice this. There's a small hole in this opposite wall.
This is the part where we put a small hole
There's
and get
something we
eaten
could
off.
break? Is this like a secret tunnel?
No, I honestly think this is the part where you have to put your hand in the
Through-
small hole and get it eaten.
It looks like about big enough. It's like the size of a coin. You look through, and you see the statue of a small girl. It appears to be a small, cramped room.
Not unlike the one we're already in.
Rosalind, can you see, is there anything in the statue's hands?
It doesn't appear to be holding anything. You do see that it has a circular sort of base on it that would match this other pedestal behind you.
Well, Jialin, it worked last time. Maybe you have to go stand over there.
She does exactly that. She goes and she sits on the pedestal.
You
You are the
you are
ghost.
instantly
Jialin.
switch play. You instant Jolin. You're in this small. You are crushed against this small room.
No.
It's so tiny. You can't fully extend your arms in front of you, and there is a statue now standing where Jialin was, and it lowers into the pedestal, and you can see the trap wall, recede into the back. That trap is shut down.
Oh, good.
Jolin is still on the opposite side of this wall.
This is not how I imagined
wait.
to be immortalized.
No. So wait, what do we do? Hold on.
You do know that wall isn't like magical and indestructible like the other ones.
Oh, Rosalind, can you punch it?
I'm going to pull out a bit of red cloth and wave it.
Roll a athletics check.
Me or Jialin?
But you waved a red flag at it.
Yes. I waved a red flag at Jialin.
Jolin, roll you can roll an athletics check as well. Neutralized. You would normally have disadvantage, but something about that red flag.
I just rolled a 7.
You can't push. Just straight.
Am I just really angry inside of this room now?
You kick it with your leg, and you definitely hit your knee. It stings.
Jolin just screaming angrily from inside the small room.
I'll also, I could give it a shot. Ryder will roll an athletics check, and okay, he will have advantage. He'll take his hammer, and ooh, wow, 19. Yeah, he rolled a 19. So he begins chipping away at this wall. Jolin, you get the top half of yourself freed. You are very dusty though. You're
I
getting
need to
like,
know
covered
for
in
science
dust.
if the red flag is still within sight. Can I in a way assist to break down the wall because I'm angry?
Yeah, I'll say at this point that yeah, you are angry enough to just crush with your arms free. You can kick down this little wall.
Coming for that flag. Coming for that flag. Y'all better watch out.
Oh no.
Can I make an acrobatics check?
Make a sleight of hand check to put the flag away.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah, sleight of hand.
Oh my
Oh, no.
god.
Oh
What?
no!
That's a nat one.
You try to stuff it in between your chest,
I'm
and then
changing
it's
these
just
dice.
hanging out between your chest.
I am changing these dice.
So, Jolin, how do you want to deal with this flag that is in?
There are like four
between,
people between myself and Priscilla. And I'm angry.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Roll a strength check with advantage because you're angry.
I just watched from the back in horror. She barrels through our friends.
Yolland.
Oh yeah, roll acrobatics checks.
I rolled a
The
12.
For Ryder, he jumps up to over Jolin with his rabbit hops. Jolin long so Jolin, what did you roll again? 12. So I'll say with a tie you can step out of the way because you're not trying to oppose
Oh no.
Jolin. Aiden will say also manages to duck beneath you. Lana, what do you do? Oh.
Yeah, I think
Oh.
Lana said that they had to dip.
Oh, okay. At that point, I think we can call it here and then resume
Chaos.
next week.
All right. Chaos.
Forget as we cut out on Jolin charging forward in this tiny room. We will call it here and back to you next week. Magic and Might.